All right, so all my business owners out there that have a partner in their organization, whether it's a 50-50 partner with you or there's multiple stakeholders who are part of your organization, you may have heard about having a buy-sell agreement. You may have one in place already. This is simply a legal document that exists to make sure that we have a protection layer that outlines exactly what happens should one of the business partners want to leave and exit the business, or they get ill or they pass away. It talks and outlines the steps about ownership, who gets paid, and where everything lies. So it's a very important legal document to have in place. And I'm going to talk through, obviously you should have one of those there, but also an interesting structure on how we can actually fund this, because there's obviously a huge financial component and responsibility on both sides of the equation. So we all know that disagreements happen, that acquisitions could come up, illnesses and death. It's part of life. These things do happen. And in a business partnership, most of the time, they are brought in as complements to each other. So one business owner might be more operationally focused. The other one might be more high level and kind of supervisor in their way that they attack their business. And so they both bring their own personality and assets to the equation. So if one of them is removed, the other partner is going to suffer. The business is going to suffer. The income may be affected. The customers might not be serviced, right? And so this document outlines what happens, but we also have to figure out, like, physically as well as financially, how this equation is going to be solved for, how this problem is going to be handled. So I'm going to take a very simple example. Let's say we have a business that is evaluated at $1 million. So we'll say it's two partners, each 50-50. So they each own $500,000 of stake in this business. What would normally happen is they would kind of outline what would happen if someone wanted to be bought out, a specific date, a specific term, also the payments and how they would be made. And so if they wanted to buy somebody out, it might be over a set number of years. It might be a one-time lump sum payout. Or if that person were to pass away, the document might outline if they were to pay their spouse or their children or some other beneficiary that they want to get if they were to pass away. So the challenge with this is, if we have a business worth $1 million and a business partner of ours passes away, we would owe that person or their family $500,000, or to buy them out, we would owe them that. Most of us don't have that $500,000 sitting around accessible to us. So it's great to have the document out there that outlines the terms, but how are we actually going to fund it? How are we going to have a safety net in place in case we get into a big disagreement or our business partner suddenly dies? This is where life insurance can be a very, very powerful tool to help facilitate the terms of the buy-sell agreement. So traditionally, how this works is there would be two policies in place if we had two business owners. So basically, each business owner would take a life insurance policy out on the other. That other person is an asset and they have value, and so it can be insured. And so what would happen is business partner one would take a policy out on business partner two, where business partner one would be the beneficiary should business partner two pass away. And vice versa is also true. Business partner two would have a policy out on business partner one, and if they pass away, business partner two would be the beneficiary. So they would get a one-time lump sum payout, a death benefit, should the other partner pass away. Now, one important thing to note is that death benefit is a one-time lump sum payout that is tax-free. The only way it's tax-free, though, is if the contributions, or what you pay, your premium that you pay each year into the policy, is made with after-tax dollars. So that just means the business is generating income. That income might be dispersed to the business owners in the form of a salary. And when it hits your checking account as a business owner, you've already paid taxes on it. Therefore, that is the money you want to use to fund the premiums for these policies, because you've already paid taxes on it. So when they go to pay a death benefit out to you, you've already been taxed on those dollars, so you're not going to be taxed again. The death benefit will be a one-time lump sum payout that will be tax-free, made to you as the beneficiary of that policy, although we took it out on our business partner. Okay. So once we take that out, what would normally happen is you're going to pay in a set amount of money into the premium, and you're going to be accumulating cash in there as well. And you can look at our other videos to see how we can use that cash and how it grows and all the guarantees and that sort of stuff. But the idea is we're paying a small premium each and every year to have the life insurance protection, and that buys us a very large death benefit. Let's call the death benefit $2 million. So if I'm business partner 1 and business partner 2 passes away, I would get the death benefit or that $2 million payout to me because my business partner passed away. Now, what normally happens, and don't take this for legal or tax advice, certainly talk to your professionals about that. But what normally happens traditionally is business owner 1 would have something written in the buy-sell agreement about how they would pay off that business owner. And it could be, okay, we're going to pay their spouse their shares in the business. The business was worth $1 million. I got a $2 million death benefit from the insurance policy. I'm going to pay $500,000 to the spouse of my business partner who passed away. So now they are made whole and paid off, and the rest of that death benefit goes to me. And that makes me whole in terms of owning the business at 100% capacity now. So the old business owner and their family, their heirs have been paid off, and they're now kind of cut out of the business agreement. And now you, as the surviving business owner, would own the remainder there. So it's a great way, life insurance is, to store cash in a place where we know we're getting the safety and protection of having the death benefit come to us should illness or death happen. The beauty of life insurance is it's very, very flexible. So the cash that we contribute to the policy, think of it like rollover. Because we're not using it, it begins to accumulate. It's growing guaranteed interest. It's also liquid. So we can have this policy in place, and it's not like we just have to wait around until our business partner dies. If we're paying into this for decades, we can access the cash that we're funding in as well. And you can look at other videos about how that actually happens. But the point is, it's a great protection layer. It outlines and actually helps you execute on what gets put into the buy-sell agreement.